Castlevania Portrait of Ruin is the second game in Konami's long-running series to appear on the Nintendo DS. While the previous game tacked on some silly and kind of useless touchscreen features to what was otherwise a very standard Castlevania game, Portrait of Ruin just about ignores all of that completely. Instead of control gimmicks, this game makes some minor tweaks to the gameplay while still retaining the same Castlevania gameplay that you know and love. The game takes place in 1944, right near the end of World War II. With all the suffering and death taking place in the world at that time, old Dracula decides it'd be a great time to make an appearance. So Dracula's castle shows up, and it's up to you to destroy it before the old bat gets any more powerful. You play the game as Jonathan Morris, a young vampire hunter and distant relative of the infamous Belmont clan. Jonathan is accompanied by a young witch named Charlotte Owlin. Together, the two must explore each and every nook and cranny of Dracula's castle and ultimately kill the dirty old blood-sucking bastard. You can only control one character at a time, but you can switch off with the touch of a button. Jonathan is better at physical attacks, so he'll end up being your primary character for most of the game. However, Charlotte does have some powerful magic that you'll need to use at specific points in the game. Your partner is controlled mostly by the artificial intelligence. Usually they'll stay close to you and attack whenever the opportunity presents itself. For the most part though, your partner will stay out of the way. It's easy to command your partner though, and it just takes a simple button press to tell your partner to use a special attack, stay put, or team up for a special combo attack. Although you have two characters throughout the entire game, Portrait of Ruin still plays very much like all the other 2D Castlevania games. You run around Dracula's castle, killing all kinds of familiar enemies like skeletons, Medusa heads, and bats. As you do so, you'll earn experience points, and if you earn enough, you'll level up and become stronger. As you explore, you also find all kinds of power-ups that allow you to access previously unexplored areas of the castle. You aren't confined entirely to Dracula's castle, though. There are several cursed paintings in the castle that you can jump into to enter a different stage. These theme stages are fairly large, and each one has its own boss that you have to defeat. There are 4 paintings to clear before you get the first ending, but if you stop there, you'll be pretty disappointed because it only takes about 4 or 5 hours to get to that point, and the ending is really lame, actually. However, there is a way to get a better ending, and if you do that, you'll discover 4 more paintings that you have to clear. That's 8 paintings in all, plus a couple big bosses in the main castle to explore. So there's a lot to check out in this game. You could easily spend 12 hours or more if you try to collect every weapon and item and get the full 1,000, that's right, 1,000% completion. In addition to the single-player game, you can play co-op over a local wireless connection or online with a Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. You can only play boss rush mode though, which is sort of a time trial where you run from one end of a short, simple level, killing enemies and fighting a couple bosses in an attempt to get the best time possible. It's really nothing special, and there are only 3 stages, which is kind of a bummer. You can also set up a shop and buy and sell items locally with a friend or online. Again, it's an interesting feature, but there aren't that many really great items that you won't normally get in the course of the game, so the whole shopping thing really isn't necessary. The presentation in Portrait of Ruin is great. There's a tremendous amount of detail in each character, enemy, and background that you'll see in the game. All the characters have a wide variety of smooth animations that look really cool as well. There's also some really great bosses that are not only awesome to look at, but they're a heck of a lot of fun to battle. The music lives up to the Castlevania standard with some excellent upbeat tracks that fit the mood of each area of the game and really keep the momentum up even when there's not much going on. The sound effects are pretty standard, but there are some pretty good voice clips in there. Overall, Portrait of Ruin is a great addition to the Castlevania series, even if it's just more of the same. The top-notch production values, airtight gameplay, and great sense of style make this one action-adventure game that you shouldn't miss.
Great!